Baba, how are you feeling?
Just wait the time.
Hi guys, we have such exciting news.
Yeah.
You ready to tell?
Yeah.
Our baby girl is here. Yay! So I just want to say a couple things before we actually get into our birth story and stuff. First of all, I am so close to 7,000 subscribers. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share it to your friends, to your family. Let's hit this family to 7,000, and hopefully, we will get to 10,000 subscribers. So thanks so much for supporting us. I truly, 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 really appreciate it.
Let's just make like a goal.
Yeah, a
Just
goal.
like
10,000 when? When is our goal?
10,000, right?
By March.
Yeah, March.
10,000 by March.
Yeah.
We got this, y'all. We know y'all gonna make it happen. So I kind of want to go over our birth stories. So many people. First of all, thank you so much to everybody who has been I've gotten like over 50 messages on Instagram. So many congratulations and all this stuff. And I just want to say thank you. If I have not responded, it's just because things have been a little. We're adjusting, but I do want to make sure that we say thank you so much for the love and the support of you guys. Like, we really appreciate it. Also, I just want to give like a warning that, this video will be a little graphic to some people. You guys know that I am real honest, so we're going to go into detail, maybe some things that some people actually, don't want to hear, but I have to be very honest about my birth experience and stuff like that. So just be aware. So if you're like, sensitive to those type of things, then this video may not be for you, so you can check out my other videos. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So first, we decided to do a home birth. Why did we decide to do a home birth? It was me.
Yeah, first of all, she wanted to experience that, right?
Yeah, I wanted to experience a home birth, but also more of that, I just feel like there's just so many things happening right now. I mean, there's always obviously diseases and viruses and all these things, but I feel like right now things are just so bad that I just didn't want to expose my baby with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that being at home would be cleaner than a hospital, if that makes sense, even though a hospital, some people would say, would be cleaner because it's sterilized and stuff like that. I just feel like it would be less traffic, if that makes sense. And I gave birth the first time in the States because a lot of people ask me, are you giving birth in Tanzania or are you giving birth in the States? I decided to give birth here in Tanzania. Why not? And also, this is where I live. This is my home now. So I didn't feel that calling to go back to the States just to give birth, to come back here. It wasn't really for me. Not discouraging anybody from doing that. You have to make, your own decisions and what you feel comfortable with. But for me, I wanted to give birth here in Tanzania with my husband and my family. I wanted to be here. And I've also already experienced giving birth in the States. I've talked about that in a different video, so you can definitely check that video out. I came to you about a home birth. And at first, what'd you say?
No, I was just like, I was in shock, like how that can be, like.
Yeah.
So because I never hear even about a home
Right.
birth, I never hear. Many times here we just believe like it's an accident happened when someone give the home birth, but it's something which made me shocked. And then I remember I was just start looking the video, and then you start showing me the different ways. So at least I get comfortable in it, and then, but I was not even really like approve it.
He was completely against it.
Yeah,
he was like, no, you have to go at the hospital. People give birth at the hospital. And I was just like, I had to educate him, like, no. Like, plenty of people have given birth at home. And, I think what made him turn around was the fact that, I mean, you thought that we were just going to give birth at home and it was just going to be us. Like, he didn't know anything about a midwife or anything like that. So when I told him, no, a midwife is going to be there and stuff like that, he started to feel more comfortable. He's like, oh, okay, so there is going to be somebody there just in case something happens.
Yeah.
So then we started doing our interview processes with midwives here in Tanzania. A lot of people have asked me, is the midwife Tanzanian? Yes, she is. We finally found our midwife. We felt completely comfortable with her. You can go on our channel, D&H Adventure, to kind of see the process of how we found her and the information on her and kind of how that went.
Yeah.
So we have been doing our prenatal care, and during, I would say, early 30 weeks, I started to, I wouldn't say develop problems, but I started to, baby was trying to come. Like, sis was, she was ready. And we needed to kind of stop them breaks because we wanted her to be, obviously, like any other parent, full, mature and stuff. So I was kind of on like, bed restriction, bed rest, whatever you want to call it. I had to slow it down. They didn't want me walking too much and stuff like that, so we can kind of keep her in there. We did, and with the grace of God, she made it to 40 weeks. So now we're at 40 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're ready for her to come. But sis has said, no, you prayed for me to stay in there, so I'm going to be in there.
Yeah.
She was not trying to come out at all. Finally, at 40 weeks and
Like 2 days.
6 days, no, 2 days,
Oh, yeah.
40 weeks and 6 days, things started to roll. So now we're going to start the actual birth part. All right. Actually, a week before, we thought I was going into labor. Yeah. So Hope, he set up the pool, he blew it up. We started to even put water in it because I started to get contractions. Yeah. And I was like, I think it's time, but I wasn't sure. I swear I wasn't sure, but then the pain started to increase. So I was like, I think it's time. We called our midwife. Our midwife came and said that I was in false labor. So like it was just like Braxton Hicks, like she was not ready to come out. So now 40 weeks, 6 days. We're sleeping. Good. 4 o'clock in the morning. Hope is all sleepy. He's like, gone. And I woke up and I was like, ooh, that feels funny. What's going on? Okay, let me just sleep it off, because I love to sleep things off. Like if I'm in pain, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep. I could not go to sleep. Now, I don't like calling the midwife. Hope calls the midwife for everything. Me, I don't like calling her. I'm like, unless there is an absolute emergency, I don't want to call her. So I wake up Hope for some reason. I said, Hope, baby, I feel something funny. Can you get me some water? So then, go ahead, you.
I don't want even to remember that. I was in shock.
Yeah, he was in shock.
Even my legs, I cannot even walk like that. So she called me, she woke me up, and then she started asking me like about the water, and then I just went to the kitchen, and then I just have the glass of water, and then I give it to her. Mm-hmm. She told me like, oh, I just feel some pain coming out, but I don't really know the baby
if it's time.
If it's the time or what. So I said, all right. So when you feel more pain, just tell me so that I can tell the midwife.
Right.
So she tried to drink the water, but she did not even finish, because there is a day, the week before, she was on contraction, but she drink. You remember you drink the water.
Yeah, I was drinking water. I was still walking around, but this time I was like, ooh, this is serious. What is happening here?
Yeah. So around that fall, she drank the water. She tried to sleep back, but she can't.
I couldn't sleep.
I remember I fall asleep again, but she was in pain. It's not about. Yeah. I don't care about what she has, but it's just happening, But
it was 4 o'clock in the morning, you had a right to sleep, baby. It's okay,
So, and then she woke me up again, and I'm still in pain.
Yeah.
And we tried to track those contractions.
Yeah, we timed it to see, but it was 8 minutes apart. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know how serious this is. Yeah.
But I remember the around maybe 5 to 6.
Yeah, 5 to 6. It was
I don't
covered.
know what she doing, but she went to the bathroom, and then I think you went. So and then she come back. I think she noticed something. I did not even know that she put the towel under.
Right. So
yeah.
what happened was I had like a gut feeling. I don't know what happened, but I was like, just in case my water breaks or something, let me put a towel on the bed, just to protect the bed. And I said I have to go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went to go use the bathroom, and I noticed there was blood, and I was like, Hope, I'm bleeding. And I'm going to say what I saw, and then you can say what happened. I was like, I'm bleeding. And he was like, what? What? You bleeding? I think that's when it clicked. He was like, what? You bleeding? And then I came out, and then we looked at the towel, and there was blood all over the towel. And he was like, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, the pool doesn't have the water. Oh my God. He was tripping over stuff that wasn't there. Like you was tripping over, like if it was a box or something. He was like, oh, I was like, honey, there's nothing there. You have to calm down. Like, you have to, all you heard was him like going into the living room, freaking out because the pool was in the living room, freaking out, trying to get the water, calling the midwife, just completely freaking out. What was going through your head?
I remember I was sleeping, right?
Right.
And then when you woke up, someone just like, hey, wake up, hey, you acting different because your brain is, So me in my mind, I was like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, I have to have some seconds so that I can come back. I can just like look what's going on.
Back to reality.
The first thing I was just look what she showed me. She showed me on the towel. Like, I remember I carried the towel like, this is the blood. Really? Oh, it's not. But yeah, after I saw that, and then I remember like she was dressed something, and then I don't remember what that time. You have the night dress, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I had on.
So I want to see like it's true or what, because there is a day she do like a prank on me. Right?
I did.
She went on the bathroom and then she make it wet herself, and then she comes to me. I was walking.
My water broke, and he was like, "What?"
Yeah. So I was want to make sure like this is real. Oh, she's still pranking with me. So I'll check everything, and then I just know that it's real. So I just freaking out like because it's something new to me. I never experienced. I don't know anything else. Even if I check all the video on YouTube, but still like this is real and this is gonna happen to me right now. So I don't know what's going on, but I remember you just tell me like, hey, just go and start prepare the water and then start like that. We have data here in our house, so I just woke up my data, and then we tell her like, hey, can you try this to make everything clean, just clean the house nicely so anything can happen today.
We put the humidifier, not the humidifier, the purifier on to purify the air and try to make it as clean as possible. Yes. We had Dada clean up everything. She already had cleaned up, but we want to make it extra clean.
I remember before I left in the room, I remember like I slept like I don't know.
What was you tripping on? There was nothing there.
Yeah, so I just go direct to the living room, and then we just pull the water.
They fill up the pool.
Yeah, so I went outside because our pipe is outside, so I connect everything, and then we try to fill a little bit. And there is where I start. I come back to my wife, and then ask.
You called the midwife?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't call the midwife, yeah.
I just came to you, and then I asked you like, can I call the midwife? And then you stop me. You say no. I just wanna feel when I feel something.
Yeah.
Then we can just call her. So we're just around 6, so she's still in pain. And then there's where I was wait for her to tell me like what's going on, because I was not even aside. Like went to the toilet. I was just there.
Yeah.
I just want to know what's happening.
Stalking me like a hawk.
Because I was in shaking, like, but I don't want to show her, like, when you just calm down yourself, and then so that everything they can be alright.
Yeah.
So you can continue.
At that point, the contractions were coming more, but I was timing them, and they say like, oh, don't call us when it's like 5 minutes or less, and it was still 8 minutes. So I just felt like why call her, why harass her when it's just not the time? However, I did message a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine that was just a lifesaver during this whole process. And she's had kids before and she's done plenty of home births. So I really felt comfortable with her. So I messaged her and I said, hey, girl, I think it's going down. And she was like, what? I was like, yep, we got blood. I think this is happening. And she was like, do you want me to come over? And I was like, yes. Okay. Now, at that point, so we had a plan of who was going to be in the room. So one, we had the midwife. That was the plan. We have a photographer because I wanted, by the way, we got everything on film. So the birth video is going to be out.
Yeah,
but
Jules on the run.
yeah, not on Jules on the Run.
No.
We're not going to put it on Jules on the Run?
Yeah, we're going to put it in DNA advent.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think so.
you guys have to go to D&H Adventure to see the home birth video. We have everything on film, but give us time. Hope is gonna edit that and give us some time to do that. But yeah, so it's gonna be on D&H Adventure. It's been decided. That we wanted a photographer to be there because we wanted professional photos. I've always had a dream about having professional birth photos. And then my mom. And then who else was we planning on having there? That was it.
The friend.
That was it. No, I wasn't planning on having her there. Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah. But plans, you know how it goes. So really we had the midwife. We had my friend. Remember how I told you that that she gave birth so many times, and then we had the photographer. Okay. Now for Dada and for my first daughter, it was too stressful. We wanted them, especially my daughter. We didn't want her to see it, and it was just gonna be too stressful trying to run after her. So we actually had her go to a friend's house while this was happening, and I'm glad we did that. So at that point, we called the photographer and let the photographer know, like, hey, listen, like, it's going down. She's like, okay, great. Yeah. Now, at that point, the pain...
I think we called the photographer after we saw, like, this thing, they're going to be real.
Yeah, it's going to go down. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I started to get more pain, but again, the timing wasn't there. Yeah. But the pain started to increase. So because the pain started to increase, I told Hope, you know what? Just call the midwife and have her prepare. Yeah. Okay?
That is around 7:30.
Around 7:30. So then he called her, and then she said that she was coming. She was here in like 0.5 seconds. I don't know how, because every other time that she comes, it takes her like 30, 40 minutes. The time we said we in labor, she was here within 6 minutes. She was quick. She came here. Now, I had a couple of requests that I didn't want during this labor. One, I didn't want multiple cervix checks. If you don't know what a cervix check is, basically when the midwife, doctor, or whoever basically goes inside to see how far apart your cervix is, because once you get to 10 centimeters, that's when the baby is coming. I didn't want that only because, it's just not necessary to have so many cervix checks. And every time you go in there, you could potentially be bringing bacteria in there. And it's just not something that I felt comfortable with. But one of the best things about having home birth is the fact that you can choose these type of things. Unless there's an emergency, it's just not going to happen. So at this point, we start to prepare. So I start having my gospel on. We finna bring Jesus up into this house while this is happening. Yup, I start putting the Lord on. And I'm breathing, guys. My friend is here who's helping me through the pain. Photographer hasn't got here yet, and Hope was there. So the midwife comes, she does the cervix checks. And I was 5 centimeters. And I was really surprised how fast I got to 5 centimeters. I was like, oh, wow. I got excited. I was like, oh, my God, yes, I'm 5 centimeters. What's happening? I'm excited.
She was so strong. Like, she just ran.
I was doing everything.
When the construction come, she just feel like, okay. But those constructions are not even strong at that time. The time to compare with the father. No, I can just compare for now. I don't want to be different.
Yeah,
because the way midwife, she told us, like, the way time goes is how it's gonna get more painful. So it was just be together, like
Yeah, we was
just prepare,
chilling. Like
she just
you
talk,
wouldn't
and
even
she
thought
just
I was in labor. We was
Yeah.
chilling. We was talking. When I had the contractions,
Exactly.
I just breathed through them, and then I was up and going again. I was like, okay, cool. What I will say is that so. In the hospital, they don't allow you to eat, but obviously in your own home, you're allowed to eat. But let me tell you guys, I had zero appetite. Okay, everybody kept trying to get me to eat. I didn't want to eat. So you know what? I didn't want to eat. The pain, I didn't have the appetite for it. And that was another thing, I kept vomiting. So I did not want to eat. I was just not interested in eating at that point. But I did have the option to eat. So at that point, yeah, I'm feeling good. It's 5 centimeters. Now at this point, the midwife, she starts decorating the house. Oh, your body is meant for this. She had a graph which shows the centimeters, where to go, which was very helpful for Hope because he had no idea. So whenever she would say how many centimeters I am, he would look at the chart. Oh, you're here. So it was really helpful for him. It had like just beautiful words. You can do this. Don't give up, which I thought was really sweet.
Yeah.
She set up. She put all of her equipment, everything there.
So the pool we're still feeling.
We're still filling the pool because remember the pool has to be a certain temperature. Yeah. So the midwife was checking the temperature to make sure it was the proper temperature. At that point, I wasn't in the pool. I knew that I didn't want to get in the pool until I was in active labor. Because guys, again, I was handling it. I was doing my thing. Yeah. All right, skip 4 hours later, okay? The pain is increasing.
So let's just finish the pool, and then after the pool, then let's just go there.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember your friends. Then you're both friends because it's your close.
Yeah, because my photographer was a really close friend. You guys know her, traveling sister. Yeah. She's a professional photographer, and she wanted to do that for us.
For both of them, they tried to help us to boil the water.
Boil the water, put it in the pool.
Let's do this, do this. And I remember, and then we just already that time it's already like 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock now.
So we prepare the food because we don't want. Remember, our dad and our daughter, they already sent out, so we don't have someone, or we don't have time to cook, right? So we
ordered food.
Yeah, we order food outside so that at least they can eat. Yeah. Remember, even the way the time goes, and also that one, she still gained also the
contractions. They were consistent.
Yes.
Consistent.
So we plan everything to be right, and then that time, for waiting the food, the midwife told her
to go for a walk.
Just for a walk, so that she can make more easier.
So we can get more dilated.
Yeah.
So then.
So me, I prefer we have the stair outside. So I prefer like, hey, she can just climb.
I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. I would die. Guys, we have a very steep, stairs. We have a very steep stairs in our house, and he wanted me to climb these steep stairs up and down, up and down. Guys, even when I'm not pregnant, I barely can climb those stairs. So imagine having contractions and trying to climb steeps. I would have fell down the stairs. I told him I wasn't going to do it. So I asked my friends, like, hey, you guys want to go for a walk? My midwife wants me to, get dilated or whatever. So that's what happened. We went for a walk. We just went for a walk for maybe about 8 minutes, but it was on a steep or whatever. And
hill.
Yeah, we live on a hill. So I had about 3 contractions as we were walking, but guys, I was handling it. I was doing good, and I felt so good, 4 hours later, she does another cervix check, because I allow the 4-hour cervix checks. 4 hours, we do a cervix check. I'm only at 6 centimeters. So 4 hours went by, and guys, I felt defeated. I was crying. I was so upset. I was like, I went through all this pain every 6 minutes, and I'm only one. I felt defeated, y'all. Like, I was crying. I really did. Yeah. And what'd you do?
You did. When you know exactly when someone just be on that situation, you have to be a positive way. You have to give her the hope words so that she can come together and she can believe herself, like she can do it. So I remember we just tried to talk. Even there is a time you want to stay with me and talk hey, do you believe I can do this? And I told her yes,
I did.
Because even you move forward, you just already almost there. So
Yeah.
why you want to lose?
And I was like,
yourself?
no, I'm not
Okay.
almost there. I got 4 more centimeters to go. What do you mean I'm almost there?
So she was already started losing her mind, and then we try hard to put her together. So that,
Yeah.
and I'm so grateful, like her friend they're here, because imagine I'm just by myself and I never experienced about the baby. So it's something I don't know even today what can I do. But so I remember like we just talk and then your friends come.
Yeah.
And give you
Everybody
hope.
was very guys, the environment, I mean, the support system makes a huge difference. At that point, I felt completely defeated. I felt like I couldn't do it. I looked at Hope. I said, do you think I can do this? As I'm crying, he's like, you can do it. He's like, you, even though you only did, no, you didn't even say like, you only did 1 centimeter. He was like, you did 1 centimeter. Like, he was like, you are closer and closer. He was like, that's a lot. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, 4 hours. Guys, just imagine 4 more hours of pain every like 5 to 8 minutes, and somebody tells you only did 1 centimeter and you know you got a long way to go. I felt defeated. And then my friends were just like, girl, you got this. Like, I did feel better. Like, thank God. Like, I did. And even the midwife was like, no, like, you can jump from 6 centimeters to, you know what I'm saying? Like, to 9. Like, it's okay. Like, you can do this. Because at that, I really felt defeated at that point.
All right. And I think at that time, then we
I wanted to go to the bedroom.
Yeah. But no. I remember like, okay, what are we gonna do? Let's do the squat.
We started squatting. Started going on the ball. Started just exercising, trying to get this baby down. And I was still having consistent contractions. And what I didn't want was to be for the labor to stall. So I was trying everything. Like, we were doing the squats, we were doing this, we were doing that, and Hope was squatting with me. Like, we were really doing it, and the contractions started to get worse. Now, one of my friends that I told you about, she's given out a lot of home births, and she was basically the doula in this. You know what I'm saying? She was amazing, and she was basically training Hope and also training myself what to do. So like when I was having a contraction, the pressure points to place and stuff like that to ease the pain. And that was a lifesaver. Like, for real, when them contractions was coming, Hope was like, shh. And if it wasn't Hope, it was my friend, my photographer. She was up in there too. You didn't really get any sleep either, because every time I had a contraction, he was helping me through it by putting the pressure points and stuff like that. So it's like, every time he would literally, like, it would be like, he would be like, okay. Guys, the nap just wasn't happening. The midwife, she tried to get us a nap, but it just wasn't. At that point, the contractions were so bad. It was so bad. Like,
make it for you to sleep.
I couldn't sleep, guys.
She tried to roll and
I tried.
Walk in the house.
At that point, was I crying?
No, yet.
No, not yet. I put my business out there. Not yet. At that point, I was in so much pain. And the thing is like, when something feels like okay, like when something feels good, you don't want to do anything different. And that's how it was. The midwife and Hope was trying to tell me go in a different position. But I knew that when I'm contracting, me hugging that pillow tight was helping. So I didn't want to do any other positions. Like, I was like, I'm going to hug this pillow because this pillow makes me feel better during these contractions. And that's one of the things that I do. I don't want to say regret, but it's one of the things that if you're doing a home birth, try to listen to either your partner or your midwife or something, because what I realized, which we'll get to later on, is the things that they were suggesting actually felt better than what I was doing. But you don't want to hear nothing at that moment that you're having that contraction. Do not tell me, because you guys were telling me get on the bottom of the bed. I'm not going on the bottom of the bed. I'm going to hug this pillow because I know that's what's been working for these past hours. But really, I was putting myself in more pain, and I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So we came back to the living room.
We came back. At that point, remember guys, I'm the one who said don't get the cervix checks. At that point, I begged my wife to give me a cervix check because I needed to know. I'm like, I need to know. I was in so much pain. I said, I need to know where I am. Get in there. Like, I didn't care at that point. All of my guys, all of my I'm gonna stay strong and my beliefs and everything went out the window. Forget about it. That was it. I was like, I want a cervix check. She was like, no, let's wait on the cervix check. Da 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 da. At that point, I started crying. She was like, all right, I'm gonna do the cervix check. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So she does the cervix check, and I am where now?
Like, she told like 7, 8.
No,
Like
I
that.
was 8 to 9.
Yeah,
I was 8 to 9 centimeters. Yeah. So at that point, I felt good, but I was in so much pain that like, guys, I can't explain it. I started like blacking out. At that point, I was in so much pain, but again, the support system, it makes a difference. Hope is like, baby, you're almost there. You're almost there. And the midwife is like, yeah, like you're almost there. So like it gave me confidence.
She don't want me to leave her, right?
No.
So the friend, she gave me the small stool so that I can sit over there, right, and then I can hold her when she feel the contraction. Mm-hmm. And then I think I did that.
Yeah, you did.
So
absolutely.
Every time she do, she just hold my hand. Like, yeah. Remember, guys,
the contractions were
bad.
I
have the ring on my finger, so she squeezed my like. Hey, I just feel, I feel the pain, but I cannot do anything. I said today, my mouth I have to make shut. So I just be quiet, like, okay, just do whatever you want. So every time she squeezed me, when she feel the pain on the belly, she squeezed my finger like, oh my God. So the time I get relief a little bit, I remove my ring and then I put down so that at least I can get a thing like that. For that time, our midwife, she look at you, right?
Yeah, and during this whole process, she was taking my blood pressure. She was checking to see if there was any swelling. She was doing what she needed to do, you know what I'm saying? She was making sure that my color was still pink, you know, like making sure that everything was good. She was writing down, she was checking the baby's heart, the heartbeat to make sure the baby still had a heartbeat. Yeah. She was doing the heartbeat every hour, and she checked my blood pressure every hour as well.
I think she did everything.
She did everything. She was excellent. Yeah, she was excellent.
Yeah, we did not see anything from her like maybe she had the problem like she don't know what she's doing.
She was very educational. The only thing that I will say is during this process I learned, which I probably should have done more research, but I learned that there is a big difference between the midwife and the doula. And if I were to ever do a home birth again, I would get both. And the reason why is because the midwife is really on the medical side of things. She's not really there to comfort you or to kind of, that's what a doula does, which again, I was really grateful because my friend was there and she played the part of a doula. Okay. But the midwife is really there to make sure that there's no emergencies that happen. She's making sure that, the baby still has a heartbeat. The baby, like she's there on the more medical side. On the emotional side, to help you get through it is more a doula. And I do think that I don't know if I would have been able to do it without you guys because they were playing that support system for me. And a doula is the one who helps with the pressure point. They talk you through it. They, help you with the positions. They get you through it basically. Meanwhile, the midwife was more on the side, writing the numbers, writing all of this stuff, making sure that, my blood pressure and everything was going and stuff. But she wasn't there on the emotional side. And really, that's not what a midwife does. But I wish I would have been educated more on it. But, God had me and I had amazing friends and amazing husbands. So I did get the doula experience, just not by a licensed doula. Or I don't even know if they're like, oh yeah, okay. So now at that point, this is what I want to tell you guys. Guys, get in the pool sooner. When I got in the pool, it relieved. The contractions wasn't the same. I don't know, between the water and the uterus, the warmness, I don't know, but it didn't feel the same. I started being like, why did I stay on the bed so long? I should have came in the water because it just relieved my pain. I cannot explain it. And it was so helpful. Hope had a plan to come into the pool before I went into labor. What happened? You didn't come into the pool?
I don't know. I think it's not too much. It's not enough room for me. So I just say, okay, I can just be
to the side.
And I would just stay beside of you. And I remember even now the way you lie, like you just give your hand.
Yeah.
And then I think people they will see everything.
Yeah, you guys will see definitely the clips.
Yeah.
So I was like on the edge of the pool like this, and he was outside of the pool sitting down, and I was holding his hand every time I had a contraction. At that point, the midwife was the eyes was just on my body, my, you know, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but my body, okay, let's just say that, my, you know, my body. So she was watching everything. Now, she told me, do not push. You're gonna have the urge to push, but do not push, okay? So that was on my mind because I guess if you push, you can, you know, either rip something or you make the cervix or the uterus, something like that swell. I don't remember what she said, something like that. And I didn't want to push. However, guys, at that point, I literally was like, I was in so much pain. I was like, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Hope everybody looked at me. Don't you say that. You are not gonna die. I was like, no, I feel like I'm gonna die. At that point, I was begging for drugs. I was like, take me to the hospital. Give me drugs. I don't care what you give me. Just give me something. I didn't want to hear anything. And next thing you know, guys, I did not push. My body pushed for me. Like, I could not help it. I grabbed Hope's hand, and I was like, ah! I was like, I feel like I have to push. I have to push. And she was like, well, if your body is telling you to push, then push. You understand what I'm saying? One time I pushed, guys. Oh my God, I'm still traumatized, guys. It's been 7 days.
On her face because she was somebody else. I can say that. She was somebody else. Because I was just look like what is gonna be happening because also I have my own mind, like I don't know what's gonna happen, so I wanna see it. It's like also I'm curious like what is gonna happen here. So I think she do like 2
pushes and the baby was out.
The baby's there.
Yeah.
And the midwife said, hey, the baby's there. Everybody like, what?
Yeah, we didn't even know.
Yeah, like,
we literally didn't. No. Don't say I didn't feel it. Don't you say I didn't feel it. I felt it.
Yeah, but
I felt every inch of it.
Yeah, but let's say you just feel like something is like it's not out yet.
Yes, I didn't know that she was out yet. So what I felt, okay, guys, which I did not feel with my first daughter because I had medication and I didn't know that the actual pushing hurts. I know that sounds crazy, but the reason why I didn't know that the actual pushing hurts is because when I had the epidural with my first daughter, I didn't feel that part. So this was new to me, and this is the part that traumatizes me, okay? I felt the head, okay? Because you can't say how I felt, okay?
I can't say
I felt the head come out, but that's all that I felt. And then I felt sliminess. So I didn't know if she was all the way out. But that head, I felt it. It was like a pop. I felt it. And I was like, oh my God. I felt that part. But I didn't know if everything had came out. And that's where, and let me tell you something. If you're doing an at-home birth, make sure that you feel comfortable with everything. What felt comfortable to me was sitting up. I didn't want to lay on my back. Sitting up because the gravity was going down and it felt, I don't want to say easy, but it felt comfortable. And it felt like it was the only position that I could be in. You know, like they were trying to get me in a different position, but I was holding on to my husband tight. I was like, I'm not moving this position. And I breathed and I 2 pushes. I breathed and I was like, ooh. And then the first push, I felt that head. Second push, the rest of the body came out. And, but we didn't know. Yeah. The only person who knew that the whole body came out was the midwife. The midwife was like, she went down there, was like, I stood in the water and Hope, he just literally, so the midwife put the baby directly on me. Yeah. When she put her directly on me, she was trying to get her to cry, you know? So she was like patting her back, cleaning her, you know, stuff like that. So we had put a finger in her mouth so that way she can cry. Once we heard that cry, I think all of us was like, the baby is here. At that point, my emotions,
You cried.
I cried so much. I was in shock. I could not believe. Yes, I was so emotional. I was like, I can't believe I dated my baby. I didn't even see her face yet because I was so scared. I just held her here. I was like, my baby. You, I never seen that smile the way it was till he saw his baby girl. Never. And the midwife asked him, do you want to hold her? But before that, it was my wish to keep the placenta and the umbilical cord together until the placenta was completely dead. I didn't want to cut it right away. I wanted her to get those last nutrition and stuff like that. So we kept the umbilical cord on for not 2 minutes, babe. It was like a good 8 minutes.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, like a good 8 to 10 minutes. It kept on until the cord went completely white, and then Hope cut it.
Yeah, I did.
How did that feel?
Great. I feel awesome. Like, it's something I never imagined. Even if I imagine it, but I imagine it to do in a hospital. And if it's a hospital, I think I will be out of the place this called.
Yeah, because the hospitals
So
here
they
don't
don't
allow
allow
husbands to
people to
be
go
in the
out.
room.
Yeah. So I think I just feel special, and I just feel like, oh, it's already real. Like, we have the baby on our hands now, and then we see it. So yeah, I was happy, and then I don't remember even, because I was almost cry, but I cry in my heart. Man, right? So yeah, I was just so happy and more happy till right now. I'm so happy, and I'm so glad my wife, she just brings something to me, and she brings something for Happy New Year. And
Yes.
then, so it's our baby.
She was born January 3rd. Okay, and he was so happy because his birthday is November 30th. He was like,
so she's
my
born on
baby,
the
she's
same
born
day.
on the same day. January 3rd, at 4:45 p.m., she was a tiny baby. So I said she was as if like she's not. She's only 7 days old now. She was 125 kilograms. So in pounds, that's about 4.5 pounds. So she's actually very small, but completely healthy. All of her organs, everything is completely developed. She just came out really small. At that point, the midwife does her thing. She takes the baby after Hope cut the cord. She takes the baby. She starts cleaning her. She starts give the vitamin K, and the hepatitis B. At that point, everybody has left me at the pool.
Nobody.
Yes, baby.
No, baby.
Everybody left me at the pool besides my friends.
Yes.
And then my photographer and Hope just started snapping away. And Hope doesn't like taking pictures, but he was like, take a picture with me and my baby. They were snapping pictures and everything, and he don't like taking pictures, so he had the biggest smile. He looked at her, he said, wow, she's so beautiful. I cannot believe how beautiful she is. He was just completely in love. But you know what? I wanted to stay in the pool, because remember, I had to push out the placenta, but I didn't have the urge to push. So while they were doing that, I was just in the pool, comfortable. Guys, the way the water felt on my body felt amazing. I didn't want to. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna stay right here because I was still contracting, okay? Then eventually I had the urge to push, and I pushed out the placenta. So when I pushed out the placenta, the midwife asked us, what do we want to do with it? And then I was just like, throw it out. But Hope wanted to keep it, so we did keep it. She cleaned it really nicely. We took professional pictures with the baby and stuff like that. And then the placenta right now is in our freezer. I don't know what we're gonna do with it yet, but it's nice to be able to have the option. Yeah. So at that point, again, they're completely taking care of the baby. You put the clothes. His mom is now on the way to come to the house, and they put the clothes on the baby. She had her first outfit.
We forgot also. I remember the time my mom, she called me, and we did not answer, because that time is where the time
where I started pushing.
Yeah, so I did not want to pick any phone, because I know exactly like she already warned me.
Yeah. Oh, I warned
She already
him.
warned me,
I
like,
warned him. I
everything can happen.
said,
Don't
I warned
even
him.
touch your
I
phone.
said, don't even before I was in labor, because this is the thing about my husband. The thing about him is he is always on the phone because he always gets jobs and he's working and stuff like that. He's always like somebody's always calling him like, hey bro, like I need you, da da da. I need you to shoot this. I need you to do this, da 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 da. So somebody's always calling this man. Don't call him, okay? Somebody is always calling him. They start from like 6 o'clock in the morning. You got all types of people calling him, and it's always about work. So I told him, I said, before I even went into labor, I said, I'm telling you right now, Hope, when I'm in labor, if you answer the phone for anybody from work, it's gonna be a problem. I warned him already. So he didn't even look at his phone. He didn't even look at his phone. So yeah, so at that point, now the baby is here. We're happy, did the photo shoot, everything. I'm still in the pool because the pool just feels nice. And then, but now it's time for me to actually get out of the pool, shower, had to check my blood pressure again, make sure there's no swelling and stuff. Midwife did everything that she needed to do. After I showered, it felt amazing. Actually, I got my hair done. Guys, don't get your hair done if you're gonna do a pool birth. I went and got my hair done just so I could look good. And then what happened was my hair, when you're delivering, it messed up so much. It got blood in it, water in it. It got all types of stuff in it. So Hope actually bathed me when I went into the shower because I was in so much pain. He actually washed my hair and he bathed me and then got me dressed. And then the midwife came and did my blood pressure. She did everything. At that point, we needed to breastfeed. So now his mom came. Oh my God, she got to meet her first grandbaby. And then after that, that was it, y'all. That was it. We had our first 24 hours with the baby. Completely in love with her. Yeah, that was the whole experience. I was in labor. The midwife said I was in labor for a total of 8 hours.
Yeah, because from 4 to what time is that?
No, I wasn't in labor at 4. But yeah, she said she calculated. She said labor of total 8 hours. For my first daughter, I was in labor for about 6 hours. So yeah, I was, with the grace of God, I had a I wouldn't say easy, safe birth, right in my living room, completely home birth, no medication, just amazing support. I didn't try. I did. I stood completely natural, 100%. Okay, 100%. I stood completely natural, and my birth plan went exactly how I predicted. But yeah, y'all, that was our birth video. I hope that it was helpful for anybody out there. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll try to answer them as honest as possible. That was our birth video. That was how it went. We did a home birth. It was amazing. It was spiritual. It was everything. And it was even more than what we expected. And we have a healthy baby girl. And we are just so excited and so happy. So thank you guys so much for supporting us. Make sure that you get this channel to 10,000 subscribers.
That's our goal.
That's our goal. So keep subscribing, keep sharing, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.